Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on where you are in this world. God bless you. This is Gloria White coming to you from Utah, USA. Well, as you can tell, I have full blown laryngitis. My throat is very sore. I have this like croupy cough, but I hardly ever cough. But when I do, it sounds horrible. So I thought, well, we're right on top of the holiday weekend. I should go to urgent care because if this is bronchitis or a tonsillitis, the only thing that's going to fix it is an antibiotic. So I went over to the urgent care and I got there at like 4:20. Something happened and the doctor that was in the urgent care left and went home before he was supposed to. The other doctor was late arriving. So anyway, I didn't see a doctor until after 6 o'clock. But he came in and he looked at my throat and he says, "Yeah, that's very red." And he listened to my lungs and he says, "Yeah, they're a little wheezy." And then he said, "Let's do a COVID test." And I was like, "Okay." So he did the COVID test and he came back in and he says, "I am positive for COVID." Now, my daughter and my grandson have been around me. And um, so I thought, well, I should probably call the hospital and tell them. But before that, when I called the clinic to find out about seeing a doctor at my clinic, they didn't seem concerned with that my symptoms may be COVID or that I should go get tested before I see a doctor. Just wear a mask. No big deal. So then I called the hospital thinking I should tell them that I am COVID positive and I was in their hospital from Monday to Wednesday. And so they connected me to the emergency room. They said I needed to tell the emergency room. And I'm thinking that's weird because I wasn't in the emergency room. But anyway, the lady in the emergency room says, "Oh, yeah," she says, "it's nothing to worry about. We deal with COVID here all the time." Yeah, we deal with it all the time. Nothing to worry about. It's okay. Don't worry. We deal with it all the time. And I got off the phone and I was thinking, didn't Joe Biden just say we took another $3.2 billion to buy 105 million doses of COVID vaccine? But now the, the operator at the clinic said, "Oh, it's fine. Just wear your mask when you go in." And then I called the hospital where I was in the hospital as a patient for 3 days to tell them that I have COVID. And she goes, "Oh, it's no big deal." She says, "We deal with it here all the time. It's no big deal." So when you're hearing these scary stories about COVID, I want you to stop and think what I just told you. And why is he extending the national emergency for COVID? And why is he ordered another 105 million doses of COVID vaccine for the winter, for the fall, and paid $3.2 billion? How much does that work out per vaccination? Are we getting ripped off or what? As the American people, are we getting ripped off or what? They prescribed me a antiviral medicine and I think an inhaler. But my daughter's going to the drugstore to pick it up, and when she gets it, she'll drop it off here. And then my next video, I will tell you what those prescriptions are. Because my daughter is autoimmune. She has an autoimmune disease. My son-in-law, who just came from Washington State, was in the hospital with fluid in his lungs. And they found out that his ejection fraction of his heart on the left ventricle is down to 20%. That's heart failure. So he said that I told the doctor about my daughter and my stepson. My son-in-law. And he says, yes, you be concerned. Be very concerned. Said, if they get a sniffle or a sneeze or anything, for them to go and get this treatment right away and get started. So if they get a sniffle or a sneeze or anything, because their health is compromised already. So, and as always, I love you.